Niech będzie pochwalony Jezus Chrystus. Good afternoon, I welcome all of you. That's great to be together today, together with people in Poland and in whole United States. We gather today in the Church of St. John Brebeuf in Niles to celebrate the day of elevation to the altars of the Church of Cardinal STEFAN WYSZYNSKI, who was beatified today, and to commemorate the victims of the terrorist attack of 20 years ago. Although these two events took place at a different time and in different places, because the life and pastoral ministry of Cardinal WYSZYNSKI took place in Poland during the post-Second World War period, which time was filled with the struggles and planned destruction of the church in Poland, in defense of which the Cardinal stood with unwavering faith in God and led the church through this difficult time. During these years, many innocent people died, were killed in defense of the faith. And the second event that we remember happened 20 years ago here in the United States, where so many people died, were killed in terrorist attack. It is these two events that are consistent with each other in retrospect, because they show that the love that has its source in God can survive evil, even love enemies. And such a place and source where we learn this love is the church. But we also experience and learn this love in music, especially sacred music, because music unites us, because the language of music is universal. Drodzy, w łączności z Polską gromadzimy się dzisiaj w kościele świętego Jana Brebeuf, także w łączności z ofiarami ataku terrorystycznego, ich rodzinami tutaj w Stanach Zjednoczonych, aby z jednej strony uczcić pamięć wyniesienia na ołtarze kościoła kardynała Stefana WYSZYNSKIego oraz uczcić pamięć ofiar zamachu terrorystycznego sprzed 20 lat. Mimo że te dwa wydarzenia działy się w innym czasie, innych miejscach, to życie i posługa pasterska kardynała WYSZYNSKIego miała miejsce w Polsce w okresie powojennym, który to czas był wypełniony walką i zaplanowanym niszczeniem Kościoła w Polsce, w obronie którego kardynał stanął z niezachwianą wiarą w Boga i przeprowadził Kościół przez ten trudny czas. Podczas tych wielu niewinnych osób jednak oddało życie, zginęło w obronie wiary. Drugie wydarzenie, które wspominamy, wydarzyło się przed 20 laty tutaj w Stanach Zjednoczonych, gdzie też tyle niewinnych ludzi zginęło. Te oba wydarzenia jednak ze sobą są spójne z perspektywy czasu, bo pokazują, że miłość, która ma źródło w Bogu, potrafi przezwyciężyć zło i nawet miłować nieprzyjaciół, do czego wzywał kardynał WYSZYNSKI. I takim miejscem i źródłem, gdzie tej miłości uczymy się, jest Kościół, ale tej miłości też doświadczamy i uczymy się w muzyce, szczególnie sakralnej, bo muzyka nas jednoczy, bo język muzyki jest uniwersalny. I welcome all of you who have come here for this concert, parishioners and all guests from all over. In a special way, I would like to welcome the performers, the Lira Ensemble with WYSZYNA Migała, who is sitting behind me, to watching me and checking me if I will be speaking too long. Welcome, WYSZYNA, and thank you so much. And now I would like to ask the group to present today's program.
Dzień dobry Państwu. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm WYSZYNA Migała, co-founder, artistic director, general manager, chief cook and bottle washer of the Lira Ensemble and your narrator for this afternoon. First of all, I would like to thank Father Torba for allowing the Lira Ensemble to perform again in this beautiful church here at St. John Brebeuf. We feel very much at home here, and I hope you do too. I welcome you, ladies and gentlemen, to the first live concert performed by the Lira Ensemble in 19 months. I'm afraid that we've forgotten how to do this. It's very wonderful to see you all, although I can't recognize many of you because of your masks, but thank you very much for wearing them. Our concert, as Father mentioned, has two purposes: to remember the victims of the 9/11 attacks on America, and to honor the beatification of Cardinal STEFAN WYSZYNSKI, which took place today in Warsaw, Poland. This performance is co-sponsored by the Polonia Council of the Archdiocese of Chicago, Father Marek Smułka, coordinator. I would love to introduce Father Marek, but he's in Warsaw for the beatification. So is our Polish bishop in Chicago, Bishop Andrew Wypych, so I can't introduce him. But I can introduce our representative of the Consulate General of the Republic of Poland in Chicago. I welcome Vice Consul Paulina Szafałowicz, and we thank the consulate for financing the live streaming of this performance. Consul, would you please rise to be acknowledged? Also, how wonderful it is that we now have women consuls. Yes, I would applaud that too. The September 11th, 201 attack on America was the worst foreign violence on U.S. territory since the bombing of Pearl Harbor in 1941 during World War II. Approximately 3,000 people died in these attacks in the most horrible ways, and thousands more were injured. Still more thousands died because they came to help at ground zero, mostly died from breathing the cancerous dust around the site. The 9/11 attacks destroyed the Twin Towers of the World Trade Center in New York and a portion of the Pentagon building outside Washington, D.C. It happened far from Chicago, but it touched our own Polish-American community here. It's a fact that 6 Polish citizens died in these attacks, and 2 very promising Polish-American young women from Chicago died in the tower collapses. Cynthia Olander, whose family was active in Polonia, and a young woman from a family many of you may know, Vanessa Lynn Przybyło-Kolpak, daughter of Vivian Przybyło-Kolpak, manager of the House of the White Eagle here in Niles for many decades. Also, she is the niece of Andrew Przybyło, who just retired as mayor of Niles. Vanessa was only 21 years old. She had graduated with honors from Georgetown University in Washington, D.C., and got a wonderful position as an analyst with a major financial company on the 82nd floor of the South Tower, which was the first to fall. Her body was never found. You can see Vanessa's photo on the reverse of our program. Her family created a foundation in her memory, which collected more than $400,000 for music scholarships because Vanessa was an accomplished violinist, and also for other worthy causes. Members of the Brebeuf family are present today, but they ask not to be introduced or acknowledged. We sing today to remember Vanessa and all the victims of 9/11, because we should never forget them or what happened on that day. We begin with a hymn you probably all recognize, and then one that you probably don't know. It's 20th century music. It's music by 20th century American composer Samuel Barber, written to a prayer by 19th century Danish philosopher Søren Kierkegaard, who raged against religion and Christianity all of his life. But at the end of his life, he wrote prayers like the one you will hear, calling out loudly to Jesus Christ. When an atheist prays, I think it's worth listening. Ladies and gentlemen, the Lira Singers Quartet.
Sovereign of me, with whom thou hast to do. I often go astray. Lord Jesus Christ, Lord Jesus Christ.
In addition to the planes that struck in New York and Washington, there was a fourth hijacked plane that was presumed to be targeting either the White House or the U.S. Capitol building in Washington. But the passengers and crew of United Flight 93, hearing over phones what was happening elsewhere, and realizing that they were already destined to die, overpowered the terrorists on their plane and forced it to crash in an open field near Shanksville, Pennsylvania. I think you should also know that the captain of American Flight 11, whom terrorists injured and then used his plane to fly into the North Tower in New York, was a Polish American, 50-year-old John Ogonowski, who worked on his large farm in Pennsylvania when he was not flying. For him and for all those who were on those 4 planes, we thought the following would be appropriate. Ladies and gentlemen, the Lira Singers Quartet. Now, it is my great pleasure to introduce Ivona Puc, who has been dance director and choreographer of the Lira Ensemble for the past 15 years. But besides that, she is a fantastic poet, writer, and playwright in the Polish language, whose plays have been produced often in Chicago. She has written, at the request of the Lira Ensemble, a poem which she titled September 11th. And I ask her now to read it to you in Polish. Ladies and gentlemen, Ivona Puc.
September 11. Płyną myśli wzburzone, mój lęk i me męczeństwo i wiara, że nie koniec. I moje człowieczeństwo. Zadrżały ludzkie serca, sił już nie mają nogi, brak wiary i powietrza. I syren, dźwięk złowrogi. Świat pełen jest rozpaczy, krzyku, krwi i wołania. Bliźniacze, dumne wieże, powoli kurz pochłania. Wraz z dumą wież bliźniaczych me serce się rozpadło. Lecz na dnie tej rozpaczy zalśniło nowe światło. Ono w nas nie zaginie, choć rozpacz i cierpienie od Stwórcy światło płynie. Czuję Jego promienie. Po światła tego ścieżce Archanioł Gabriel spłynął. Podał mi lilię białą z nadzieją i nowiną.
Now, I am not a poet, rather a journalist, so I cannot rhyme my translation, but I will try to convey in English what Ivona Puc has so beautifully written in Polish. September 11th. Thoughts flow like storms, my fear and my torment, and the belief that this is not the end of my existence. Human hearts tremble, my legs are weak, I lack faith and air, and the sirens are frightening. The world is full of despair, screams blood and calls for help. The proud twin towers slowly drown in dust. Along with the pride of those twins, my heart fell to pieces. But at the bottom of this despondence, there shines a new light. It will not be lost on us, though we suffer and despair. The Creator sends us this light. I feel its rays. Along the path of this light, the angel Gabriel flew down and handed me a white lily with hope and renewal. Ivona. Ivona Putz has also written a very moving poem about Cardinal Stefan WYSZYNSKI, whose beatification this concert also honors. Iwono, proszę, please.
Pasterz. Przy wiecznym trwasz czuwaniu, gdzie Polski są korzenie. Idąc ku pojednaniu, przyniosłeś wybaczenie. Odwagą ożywiłeś narodu zryw powstańczy jako AK kapelan lub pasterz gdzieś w Komańczy. Obrane soli Deo zostanie Twą spuścizną, w nim trwamy zjednoczeni siłą wiary z Ojczyzną. Moc Twojej niezłomności historię Polski zmienia i wiedzie ku wolności wciąż nowe pokolenia. Swe posłannictwo czując, nowe tworząc przymierza, światu przygotowałeś Polaka i papieża. Pamięć Twa, jak legenda, mieszka w nas, nie wygasa, jak Twoja misja święta, tysiąclecia prymasa.
Again, I apologize that my translation is not in verse, but I think it is worth hearing in English because the meaning of Ivona Putz is very beautiful. It's a tribute to Cardinal WYSZYNSKI, and she calls this poem Shepherd. You eternally stand guard over people of Polish heritage, bringing us unity, bringing forgiveness. Your bravery brought life to our nation's Warsaw Uprising. As chaplain of the Home Army during World War II, and while confined by the communists in the Komnaczy prison, you chose Soli Deo, only God, as your motto. It will be your legacy, which we will guard, united in the belief of our fatherland. By the power of your faithfulness, you changed the history of Poland and led it toward freedom for each new generation. Understanding your calling, you created new European alliances. You prepared for the world a Polish Pope. You are remembered like a legend which lives in us and does not die. Like your holy mission as primate of Poland of the millennium. Cardinal Stefan WYSZYNSKI, the primate of the millennium, was beatified today. That's one step from sainthood in the Catholic Church. And if anyone was a saint, he was. By the way, the primate is the head of the Catholic Church in Poland. Cardinal WYSZYNSKI was primate during some of the most difficult years of Polish history. As Ivona Putz mentioned in her poetry, he was imprisoned by the communists who occupied Poland after World War II, spent many years under house arrest, and was constantly persecuted by communist leaders. Yet, He managed to keep all the Catholic churches in Poland opened and offering Mass, while in other communist countries in Europe, churches were closed and often used as garbage dumps. Blessed Stefan WYSZYNSKI was the actual leader of the people of Poland during those terrible years of communism, and he led them magnificently. And he mentored and then befriended the man who would be the Polish Pope. Cardinal WYSZYNSKI will remain as one of the most important figures in Polish history. So, we sing in his honor. I'm giving these to you in reverse order. We'll sing a segment from an oratorio written in honor of Cardinal WYSZYNSKI's beatification. It's called Jak Orły, as eagles. Eagles who are strong and brave. They are the symbol of Poland and, of course, the symbol of our own United States. This piece urges people to fly high in their aspirations. Just before that, a prayer which describes a momentous moment in the Cardinal's life and in the history of Poland. When John Paul II, during the first Mass of a Pope in any communist country, called down the Holy Spirit upon Poland, asking God to renew his homeland. And renew it he did. That moment is considered to be the beginning of the solidarity movement that eventually led Poland and all of Central and Eastern Europe out of communism. Then, our first number. We begin with Gaude Mater Polonia, sung in Latin. Rejoice, Mother Poland, because God has given you such noble children. Certainly, Cardinal Stefan WYSZYNSKI is among the most noble children of Poland. Ladies and gentlemen, the Lira Singers Quartet.
Gaude Mater Polonia, prole fecunda nobili, summi regis Wszystko, co Polskę stanowi, to wszystko w rękach Boga Rodzicy. Pod krzyżem Kalwarii i wieczerników zielony świat, zielony świat. To wszystko dzieje naszej ojczyzny, stworzone przez każdego z jej synów.
To wszystko i dzieje ludów, które żyły z nami i pośród nas. To wszystko w tej Eucharystii ogarniam myślą i sercem i włączam w tę jedną, jedyną ofiarę Chrystusa, najświętszą. I wołam z całej głębi tego tysiąclecia, wołam wraz z wami wszystkimi. Niech stąpi Duch Twój, niech stąpi Duch Twój i niech odnowi oblicze ziemi. Tej ziemi. Wszystko, co Polskę stanowi, to wszystko w rękach Boga Rodzicy. Amen. Amen. Jak orły nad granią ze wzrokiem ku przyszłości, odważni i wytrwali, spragnieni wolności, nie straszmy nam gromy, przepaści, wichry i burze, orły, ptaki nadziei szybują ku górze. Nie straszmy nam gromy, przepaści, wichry i burze, orły, ptaki nadziei szybują ku górze. zadbać o gniazdo. To jest nasz wrót i przyszłość dla spełnienia nadziei. Między Odrą i Wisłą, pośród góry Mierzei. Jak orły nad granią, ze wzrokiem ku przyszłości, odważni i wytrwali, spragnieni wolności, niestraszne nam gromy, przepaści, wichry i burze. Orły, ptaki nadziei szybują ku górze. Nasze gniazdo to Polska, sercem jej jasna góra. Tutaj wciąż Matka Boska swoje dzieci przytula. Tu czujemy się wolni, tak zwyczajnie u siebie. A Maryja przypomni o ziemi i o niebie. Jak orły nad granią, ze wzrokiem ku przyszłości, odważni i wytrwali, spragnieni wolności, niestraszne nam gromy, przepaści, wichry i burze. Orły, ptaki nadziei szybują ku
I would like to share with you Lira's own Cardinal WYSZYNSKI story. During our first concert tour of Poland in 1976, yes, I'm old, Lira's artistic advisor, composer Irena Pfeiffer, whose music you heard today, arranged an audience for the Lira singers with the primate. We were told he had 15 minutes for us. It happened a day or two before his name's day, his patron saint's feast day, which for adult Poles is like birthday. So I went to one of the best florists in Warsaw and told him we need a bouquet for the Cardinal's name's day. One red rose for each one of us, and there were about 20 in our party. The florist charged us hardly anything, but he tied a tiny little white ribbon beneath each rose, which created a gorgeous, huge bouquet, fantastic presentation. The Cardinal loved it. He greeted each one of us personally. Then we sang for him, both in English and in Polish. He told us how important it was for Lira to perform in Poland for the Polish people, and that we should come back often, which we did, through the Polish Foreign Ministry and the cooperation of the U.S. State Department. Cardinal WYSZYNSKI took us to his private chapel, where we prayed together. Then he personally signed a book in English about Our Lady of Częstochowa, patroness of Poland, for each one of us and presented it to us. He spent almost an hour and a half with us. It was unforgettable, wonderful, and very uplifting. So we had to do this concert for him in honor of his beatification. I also want to tell you that when Stefan WYSZYNSKI was a young man studying for the priesthood, he became very ill, and it appeared that he was dying. He prayed hard to Our Lady that she would help him live just long enough to be consecrated as a priest. Of course, she did much more for him. So he became her ardent promoter. So I think he might enjoy the next music we have for you, Hymns to Our Lady. First, a 14th century anonymous hymn praising Mary's purity. Then, Polish Baroque music in Latin, a hymn in praise of Mary's virginity. And finally, Lira's own version of a contemporary song about Our Lady, which a lot of you will recognize. Ladies and gentlemen, the Lira Singers Quartet.
O najdroższy kwiatku panieńskiej czystości, Maryjo, Matko boskiej miłości. Dla Twego smutku i dla Twojej żałości napełnię nasz boskiej miłości. Matko Boska, in violato, et paspartum Virgo in Jest zakątek na te ziemi, gdzie powracać każdy chce, gdzie króluje je oblicze, na nim cięte rysy dwie. Wzrok ma smutny, zatroskany, jakby chciała prosić Cię, byś w matczynu je opiekę oddał się. Madonno, czarna Madonno, jak dobrze Twym dzieckiem być. O pozwól, czarna Madonno, ramiona Twoje wszystko być. Dziś Ty wokół nas niepokój, gdzie powracasz każdy chce, więc błagamy, o Madonno, skieruj wrocze mnie. Więc błagamy, o Madonno, skieruj wzrok na dzieci swe i wysłuchaj, jak śpiewamy, prosząc Cię. Madonno, czarna Madonno, jak dobrze Twym dzieckiem być. O pozwól, czarna Madonno, ramiona Twoje wszystko być.
Today, when there is so little peace on earth, where can a person turn? We need the shelter of a mother's loving arms. Our Lady of Częstochowa, Black Madonna, we need your tender protection. How good it is to be your child. How safe we feel in the comfort of your arms.
Madonno, czarna Madonno, jak dobrze Twym dzieckiem być. O pozwól, czarna Madonno,
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We love it as much as you do. As you know, admission for our performance was free, but we do have some expenses. So we will now take a free will collection, and we respectfully request that you be generous. I think please come forward with the baskets. Thank you. These are our volunteers, ladies and gentlemen. They deserve a hand, I think. During the collection, please feel free to stand up and stretch, but please no dancing. Father Torba has been kind enough to allow Lira to offer our CD recordings in the vestibule of the church. We just ended our summer CD sale, so our albums now cost $17. But since you attended this afternoon, they are only $15 for you. However, during COVID, the Lira Ensemble was able to produce a highly praised album of all of the existing songs written by Poland's most famous composer, Frédéric Chopin. The Chopin CD by Lira soloists is $25. Chopin never goes on sale. And some of the Marian music you've heard this afternoon, and some you'll hear, some of the music you're going to hear next, are on the blue CD called Marian Meditations, and on the yellow CD called Sing Along With Me, Let's Learn Polish Together. We also have CDs of gorgeous carols and Polish folk music. I hope you'll be able to stop by our tables in the vestibule on your way out, and I promise you will enjoy Lira's recorded music. Many of you may know that for more than 30 years, the Lira Ensemble of Chicago has organized tours of Poland for you, our audience members and fans. We've been told they are absolutely the best tours of Poland ever. So, if COVID permits, we plan 2 tours of Poland in the summer of 2022, a southern tour and a northern tour. You know, it's a bigger country than you think, and there is very much to see. We would love to show you Poland. If you're interested, there's more information on the reverse of your program, and there's also a phone number you can call for all the information that we have so far. You know, we had 2 tours, I should say 4 tours that were canceled in 20 and 21. So my heart was broken, but we're praying for 22. Since it appears the collection is ended, in the name of the Lira Ensemble, I thank all of you for your generosity, and I think we should continue with the program. This final portion of our concert is sung in both Polish and English for both our 9/11 Remembrance and the Beatification of Cardinal STEFAN WYSZYNSKI. All the works you will hear in this section were commissioned by the Lira Ensemble from Chicago composers. I think they really need no explanation, but before we begin, I would like to acknowledge our fantastic Andrew Lenderman, our accompanist. Andrew, where are you? Andrew. Andrew Blenderman. And now I invite Lira soloists Anna Mazur-Krawczyk and Anita Schweitzer to return to the altar, please. And now Katarzyna Dorula and Bridget Asenzo-Labozenta will now join Anita Schweitzer. Anju, you can sit down.
Zdrowaś Mario, łaskiś pełna, Pan z Tobą, błogosławionaś Ty między niewiastami i błogosławion owoc żywota Twojego. Jezus. Święta Mario, godziny śmierci naszej.
Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death.
Ave Maria, gratia plena.
Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb,
Sancta Maria,
Jesus.
ora pro nobis
Holy Mary, Mother of
nunc et in
God,
hora
pray for us
mortis
sinners, now and at the hour of our death.
Teraz i w godzinę śmierci naszej.
Amen.
And now I invite Anna Mazur-Krawczyk back. We didn't mean to, be mean. Ladies and gentlemen, the Lira Singers Quartet.
Our Father, Ojcze nasz, who art in heaven, któryś jest w niebie, hallowed be thy name. Święć się imię Twoje. Thy kingdom come, przyjdź królestwo Twoje, Thy will be done, bądź wola Twoja on earth as it is in heaven. Jako w niebie, tak i na ziemi. Give us this day our daily bread. Chleba naszego powszedniego daj nam dzisiaj. And forgive us our trespasses. Odpuść nam nasze winy, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Jako my odpuszczamy naszym winowajcom. And lead us not into temptation, spacious skies for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesty above the fruited plain. America, God shed His grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Boże, coś Polskę przez tak liczne wieki otaczał blaskiem potęgi chwały, coś osłaniał tarczą swej opieki od nieszczęść, które przygnębić ją miały. Przed Twe ołtarze zanosi błaganie, Ojczyznę wolną, pobłogosław Panie. Ameryka, Ameryka, God shed His grace on thee. Ojczyznę wolną, pobłogosław Panie.
Bardzo dziękujemy za przybycie. Thank you so much for coming to this concert. It really warms my heart to see all of you. And God bless you. And don't forget to buy recordings. Thank you. Bye-bye.